So, obviously you're very passionate about numbers and you spent your whole life. But one thing that I picked up as a common thread is it's all numbers starting from your father, because your father was selling life insurance. What is that? It's all numbers, right? So he's dealing with numbers. And
Actuaries,
then,
yes.
yeah, and then moving into financial services, and
Yeah,
that's also numbers.
yeah.
So is that something that was part of the environment growing up at home, always dealing with numbers?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because you're absolutely right. That's, a common theme. But my father's actually not a numbers person. He's much more a people's person. And I think that's also what taught me an important lesson. And this is the first time I guess I'm kind of clicking or thinking about it, which is you can have all the numbers in the world, right? But if you can't get on with people and you're not a people's person or any of that sort of stuff, right? Like so much of it is on trust, particularly in financial services, right? And if you're not able to tick that box in a meaningful way, then you're not going to be successful either, right? It's underpinned by all the numbers, but at the end of the day, someone's still got to, you still have to be a good person. You still got to build trust with people, and when things go wrong, I think people judge you when it's easy to judge people when things go right, but when things go wrong is ultimately when you should judge how do people react, right? And I think that's also a really important lesson that he taught me, is when things go wrong, what do you do? Or there's a fight with a claim that you're making in the insurance and against the insurance company, it might not be worth your while as an individual financial services advisor to like spend a lot of time trying to fight for it, but is it the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
That stuff like that. So I think it's actually interesting. He was more of that person than sort of the underlying numbers as well.
So how would you say you compare to your father?
Well, I'm probably skewed more on the numbers side. I'd like to think that I can get along with people, but I don't know. The jury's out maybe a bit on that. But I think he's probably, yeah. I mean, I'd say he's better with people, right? Ultimately.
Your story about your father reminded me, and your example about what happens when you judge when you fail